Hey everybody, welcome to subscriber Q&A here at J Stern Designs. I have to say I'm really excited to be back. It's been a few weeks since I've been able to do my regular scheduled programming on my channel, and I'm excited to say I'm here. I will be here Friday live at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to work on my Easy Breezy Summer shirt, because you know May is shirt month here at J Stern Designs. Although today what we're going to be doing is something a little bit off topic because one of my daughter's friends needs to have her zipper fixed on her jeans, and I thought this is a popular topic on my channel. I get a lot of views from from people asking me how to fix things like zippers. So even though it's not a shirt topic, we're going to do it today because I want to do it and get it back to her in a timely fashion. Because sometimes what happens is when I take a I take a project in, if I put it aside, sometimes a lot of time goes by before I circle around and finish it. So we're going to work on these jeans right now. And I'm going to switch my view to, so you can see the offended area here. Let me just get my, let me just make it so it's really nice and bright so you can see. And also, I want to make sure it's all nice and you know what I mean? Like really easy for you to see here. Maybe not quite that bright. Okay. So here is what we're going to do. I think I'm going to switch me over to here so I'm a little bit smaller. And there are a couple ways you can fix a zipper like this. Now, notice this zipper is, it has all of its teeth. So if you look at the teeth, you can see they're all there, and they're all here on this side. I think there is one little weird gap down here. Like if I were to look really closely, one of the teeth down at the very bottom seems to be a little bit stressed, but it's in there and I think it's going to be okay. So what we're going to do, I'm going to explain to you two ways to fix a zipper, and I'm going to go for what I consider the easiest. But before I do that, I do want to tell you that I can tell these jeans are beloved because here's the original button, and then look at, she had a second button put on probably to tighten up the waist. So I know that she loves these jeans, so I really just want to try to fix them and get them back to her. Now, a lot of times what can happen is there could be a tooth missing somewhere on the zipper, and if that's the case, then the zipper can't be fixed below it. So if you're missing a tooth, that can become the new base of your zipper. But in this case, we've got all our teeth, and one of the ways you can fix it is by taking off the top stops and then removing a couple teeth from the top, and then basically manhandling the teeth of the zipper back together, basically manually putting the teeth back together, then putting the pull back on the zipper after you've manually re-zipped or reconnected the teeth. Now, I tried playing with this before I came on, and I couldn't get the teeth to marry themselves by just trying to manhandle them. So the other option is I can take the bottom stop off and try to insert the zipper tab back on both sides of the zipper from the bottom. And that's what I'm going to try to do, because I'm worried if I take the top stops off and then I can't get these teeth to go back together, I'm not going to be able to put the zipper on from the top and slide it down. So I have two different tools here. These are like wire cutter nippers, and you can see they come to a very sharp point up at the tip. And then I have a pair of needle nose pliers. These are the two things I'm going to try to use here. And basically what I'm going to do is I am going to use my little nippers at the bottom to take off this top stop. And I think, let me see if I can zoom in any more. Can I get any closer? Oh, that's as close as I can get. So let me just make sure it's really sharp here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach in here with my nippers and I'm gonna squeeze this bottom stop off. I'm just gonna try to pull it off. If I can't pull it off, I can always cut it off. We're gonna have to make a different stop if I can't put this back on, but basically I want to try to pull this off. This is what keeps the zipper pull from falling off the bottom of the zipper. I'm just trying to holy cow, that's on there really good. All right, I'm not gonna fuss with that anymore. I'm gonna just cut it off. So basically I'm just gonna come in here with my scissors and I'm just gonna snip this off. So now I've separated the zipper, you can see. Let me see if I can get this stop off just one side here now. All right, so I've pulled it off. I don't think I'm going to be able to reinsert it back on though. So this pull is, this stop is now going to just go in my little pile over here. The next thing I'm going to do is I mentioned to you that I felt like there were a couple teeth at the bottom of the zipper that were a little bit traumatized. So I'm going to pull those off too, and I'm going to use my needle nose pliers just to pull off. I'm going to pull 3 teeth off of the bottom. Okay, those are the teeth that I think maybe caused the problem to begin with. Okay, so I'm going to pull off 3 teeth on each side. When you're removing teeth, you want to remove an even amount left and right. So you can see the teeth come right off nicely. And now what we want to do is we want to get this slide down. And then I'm going to try to put it back on. So I'm not going to slide it all the way off. I'm basically just going to slide it down to the bottom here. And then I'm going to insert this side of the zipper that fell off back onto the tape. And I am trying to just push that back on from the wrong side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it together and see if I can pull it up from the right side. Oops. Well, now I switched sides. Let's see. Let me see if I can get this to... You've got to start it at the very bottom here. So I've got here. I'm going to insert it. And then I'm going to insert these. This is why it's important to take off the same number of teeth, because you want to get an even start. You want it to go back on evenly. All right, so this is a little fussy. Let me see. My daughter. I'm glad that there's, I don't know if there's very many people watching. My daughter's over on the other side of her my room making all sorts of noise. Let's see, can you drop something else? All right, we're gonna get the zipper back on. This is like a special place in my heart kind of project because I know what it's like to have that pair of jeans that you absolutely love. They fit perfect. You have sort of, you know, worn them into submission in terms of being super comfortable. All right, let's see if I can get this side to go in. So basically, I'm just trying to get the teeth to go into this side of the zipper. I don't want to trim anything until I get it. So we want them to be even in there. Let's see if that's going to be even. All right, now let me see if I start to zip up. All right, so I think I've got it. Now I just need you to understand here, the reason why I took the bottom stop off is because I don't need to rejoin. Hey, Sarah Me. We're fixing a zipper here on Subscriber Q&A Live. All right, so see, I've got it back on. And I didn't have to fuss with the top. So you can see the zipper will zip all the way back to the top. I think it's like one tooth off because there are two teeth above the pool and there's only one tooth on that side. But I think in the big scheme of things, I can button this. So now you can see we've got, let me just show you the inside here. Hold on. You can see what I've done here is the zipper is all on there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew a thread, a new stop out of thread, but I'm going to sew it a couple teeth up from the bottom. I think I got rid of the ones that were causing the problem in terms of, you know, in terms of being a little bit out of line at the bottom of the zipper. But so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take some of my friend the fray check and I'm going to fray check the base of the zipper where I took that where I took out those teeth and where I pulled off the bottom stop because I don't want it to fray anymore. So let me just see. I think people might have forgotten that I do Subscriber Q&A Live since I haven't been doing it for a few weeks, but I'm going to be back on my regular schedule now. All right, so you can see here, I have a bunch of frayed zipper from where I pulled all that stuff off. I'm just going to trim any long hairs off. And then I'm going to treat the zipper with fray check like this. That way it won't fray anymore. So I'm going to let that dry and that will be fine. But then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself a needle and thread. I was going to do it on the sewing machine, but I think it'll be just as easy to do it with a hand needle and some thread. Let's just use some, I have this heavier, this heavier decorative thread here. I'm going to use this because I won't have to sew a really, you know, a million times. Whoops. Let me see. I just need a bigger eye, a needle with a bigger eye here. All right, what did I do with? I think I had. Where's my? Of course not. All right, well then, let me see if I can get it to work with this one. All right, so this is pretty exciting here. I'm using this heavier thread to create a new bottom stop. And it's my hope that if I use this heavier thread, you can see how heavy this thread is, right? It's pretty heavy. Then I won't have to be sewing you know, oops, a long time. I'll just have to take a few stitches across to create a very firm thread stop here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tie both of these into a knot like this. This is a fairly good sized knot because it's fairly thick thread. So I want to bury this knot somewhere where, you know, it won't be bugging anything. So let me go back in here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew the knot between the twill tape and the fly up here like this. And then oops. Oh no! I unzipped the zipper. Let me see if I can zip it back down. All right, so see, I pulled the zipper apart from the bottom. I don't want to do that, so I'm gonna see if I can zip it back. See, zippers don't like to go that way. This is why I didn't want to do it from the top, because zippers don't like to push the teeth back together from above. Let me see if I can. All right, I've got it back together. We're going to be really careful here. I don't want to. Let me see if I can just push it down a little bit farther. Okay. All right, so I've got them back together, and I'm literally just going to stitch through. Now I'm just stitching through the twill tape, and because I'm using this really heavy thread, it will hold the zipper shut at the bottom, and it will keep the pull from falling off the bottom or unzipping it too far. So you can see I'm just covering the base. Oh, Isaac says faster to replace it. I hear you, but honestly, this took me just a few minutes, and if I wasn't doing it on camera where I had to show you what I was doing, I could have had this zipper back together in like 2 minutes. So, I mean, I totally could have replaced it, but if all of the teeth and all the parts are still working, this is really the fastest way. So you can see I've created a really nice firm stop down here. And you can see it's staying. I can pull it and nothing is popping. So I'm fairly certain that that's gonna stay put. I'm just gonna take one more stitch here through the twill tapes. Okay, so that's all set and that's all secure. So now I'm just gonna, I don't want to knot near there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my thread and I'm going to come back. I'm going to stitch away from the base of those teeth. I'm going to come down here. So literally I'm just stitching along the very end of the tape, and then I'm going to knot it off. Okay. All right, so honestly, this took me about as long as it would have taken me to take apart the entire zipper, take the waistband off, to insert the top of a new zipper into the waistband. So I feel like this was a pretty speedy repair. So I'm gonna tie a knot there, and then before I cut it, I'm gonna take another stitch underneath like that, and one more stitch just away. I'm just stitching away from everything down here, and then I'm gonna cut it like that. All right, so now you'll see we have a really Um, let's just check it to make sure we like it. So there is the base of the zipper. Okay, you can see it's good. And I mean, I feel like we're good. Zipper fixed. Now, just to fix one other thing inside here, because you can see what happened in addition to that is the tack that held the fly shut over here was also broken. Now, I did not take this apart. This was torn off before it came to me, but I think what I'm going to do is switch myself to some thread that's a similar color to the Jean Stitch thread. I'm just going to use some taupe, and I'm just going to stitch the tack shut. Now I totally could do that on my sewing machine, but I figured this is a nice fun hand project. So literally I'm just going to thread this needle, if I can see it. Oops, a minute. Okay. Thanks, Jeremy. I'm so happy you guys came. I feel like it was just a few people here today. Probably because I abandoned you for a couple weeks. Last week I was, I don't know if you guys heard, Stitch's events announced on Monday that they were no longer going to be a company. They were going to be going bankrupt, and that kind of put my week last week in a little bit of a spin. I spent Wednesday listing all of the classes I have on my schedule with Stitches. If anybody is watching and they had signed up and paid for a Stitches class, that is my class, you can go to my website and look for them and then just shoot me an email and I will send you the Zoom link for it for free. I'm not going to charge people who already paid. I'm not going to charge people who are already paid Stitches to take the class, but I do want to teach it for the students. So if anybody signed up for either my June rub-off class or my classes that were going to be live at Stitches Boutique in Minneapolis in August, please reach out to me and I will send you the Zoom link so you can take the class with me. All right, let's see. We have a couple people who are on Team Replace. And I'm of the camp that there's a million ways to tackle every job. And so if you love to replace zippers, you knock yourself out. I think that's fabulous. If this does not work and it breaks again, I will tell my daughter to have her friend give these back to me and I will replace the zipper, and I'll show you how to do that too. But honestly, this zipper was in really, really good shape, except at the bottom where it was a little bit stressed. So basically, that's why I wanted to show you how to replace it. If the zipper is damaged anywhere, I think you should replace it. Let me just see. So Live says, I don't usually see you on this time, maybe, or I just missed you. This is a relatively new series. I think I only did 2 or 3 of these, and then I had to take a week or 2 off because of travel and because I spent all last Wednesday listing my classes on my website. It was shocking how long it took me to get all the information together and list them as classes and host them myself from the Stitches schedule. So I will be trying to be on live every Wednesday from now on. Okay, so that's my report on this. Like I said, if this zipper has any problem in the future, you're going to see me back with it, and I will show you how to replace the zipper. I'm just stitching I'm just hand stitching like a quick little tack to hold this shut so it's not flopping around. And then I'm going to call it a day. And today I have my granddaughter, so I will be doing granddaughter things. And then here's the biggest joke of my life. Last Monday I started draining my pool because last year I didn't, or 2 falls ago I didn't close it right. So I had basically an emerald green pool all summer. So I decided that I would just drain it, and it's been taking a week. Like, it's been a week on Monday, and I still have about 8 inches of water in the shallow end of the pool. So I'm hoping by the weekend I can get in there and really wash it and start filling it up with new water. So that's my other thing I'm working on in the background that has nothing to do with sewing. And if anybody watched me yesterday with my sunburn on Fit Tip Tuesday, my skin has calmed down, so I feel better about that too. Oh, Sarah Me says, nice of you to fix them. I just fixed my daughter's friend's pants too. Haha. I love it. Like, I love it when they ask me. Now, I don't do alterations in general, and they're really not my favorite thing, but you know, if I can help my daughter or her friends, I'm very happy to do that. All right. So see, what I did was I just sewed the left fly to the right fly, and I moved it down a little bit because this is where it pulled apart before. See, this is where it pulled apart. So now I just sewed it together there, so that will stay shut. So I think we're good now. And yeah, so this is going to be the only non-shirt related post or video I'm going to do this month. I will be back on shirts. Like I said, Friday, join me for FabFit Friday Live, and you'll see the progress I'm making on my Easy Breezy Summer shirt. And I want to thank everybody who ordered the perfectly fitted shirt. I think I've sold more of that pattern in the past few weeks than I have the entire time I've had that shirt in my collection. So I think a lot of you are taking advantage of this Easy Breezy Summer Sew Along. So if you ever have questions or if something comes up with yours, please let me know and I will help you. I'm just going to sew one more knot right here, and then I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to be done. Oh, you had to drain it. We had a pool and it turned green, and the pool person fixed it. Sort of creeped me out. No, this wasn't just green, Sarah Me. This was because of the way I put the cover on the previous fall. I forgot to put the rope like underneath the cover, so the cover sunk way into the pool, and all the schmuck from the top of the cover was in the water. I couldn't get it out, so it was literally a cesspool. It was awful. So anyway, I had to drain it because I couldn't clear it. I tried all last summer to clear it. Anyway, oh, you're leaving? Bye. All right, so look it, we did it. We have a fixed zipper. And like I said, I'm being pretty rough with it. There you go. All right, so that's how it looks like from the right side. It is so much work, but it will be amazing. I'll have brand new sparkly water, and I'm gonna wash my entire liner too. Okay, so let me just show you from the inside one last time, and then I'm gonna take off. So basically, you can see it's tacked back together. The Stop is in there, and we're good to go. So zipper replaced. All right, so I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. I'm sorry that I stuck in a project that was not shirt related, but I wanted to get this done. So, yep. Oh, thank you, Ginger Snap. Actually, like I said, if I wasn't on streaming and doing this, I probably could have done the whole thing start to finish in 10 minutes. But I wanted to make sure you could see what I was doing. And I wanted to make sure I did everything really securely. So there you go. Zipper fixed. All right. So that's my report for today. Just to remind everybody, Friday is Easy Breezy Summer Shirt Part 2 Sew Along. And next week, I'm going to be doing another a sleeve fitting video for Fit Tip Tuesday. For subscriber Q&A next week, I'm going to do the topic that I thought I was going to be doing today. I'm going to be showing you how to sew darts. One of my subscribers asked me the proper way to sew darts and whether she should or should not back tack on the tip of the dart. So I will be showing you how to sew darts next week, and I'm also going to show you how to do waist darts in pants, even though it's not a shirt topic. I'm going to show bust darts and waist darts because there's a few different kinds of darts that you can take advantage of depending on your shape. So I want to just run through all different kinds of darts, how to sew them, and how to press them. So that's what I will be doing next week during subscriber Q&A. So you have a heads up on that. So shirt fitting or sleeve fitting Tuesday next week. Subscriber Q&A will be bust dart, how to sew bust darts and waist darts, how to press them. And then next Friday we'll be continuing on with the Easy Breezy Summer Shirt, even though we'll be in June. I do want to give everyone a happy Memorial Day if you don't check me out on Friday. So have a nice holiday weekend as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, please post them because you may see them on an upcoming episode of Subscriber Q&A. So that's kind of fun. All right, so you guys have a great day, and I will see you on Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Daylight Savings Time. All right, bye everyone.